Everyone knows that feeling, wanting to experience more stories, but struggling to find the time. That's where Audible changes everything. With over 1 million audiobooks and Audible originals, there's a story waiting to spark anyone's imagination. Take The Paris Apartment by Lucy Foley, the gripping psychological thriller that's keeping listeners on the edge of their seats. Imagine unraveling its mysteries during your morning commute, or losing yourself in its twists and turns while doing household chores. That's the magic of Audible. It transforms daily routines into opportunities for thrilling discoveries. The best part? Members get access to thousands of included titles, with new content added regularly. From bestsellers to hidden gems, every genre imaginable is at their fingertips. And with one easy-to-use app, switching between favorites or discovering new passions has never been simpler. There's more to imagine when you listen. Start a free 30-day Audible trial and get your first audiobook free at audible.com/Wondery. That's audible.com/Wondery.
Don't ask me to talk. Hey, we're back. It's Don't Ask Me to Talk with Stacey Heller and
Eric Ryder. It's the Convo Kids riding again.
Here we are. So
your podcast pals back at it with more Don't Ask Me to Talk.
I mean, there is so much to talk about.
Absolutely. There always is. I mean, that's life.
My my mother, who is a sometime follower of the show, was like, it is fascinating to me that somebody could write a topic, put it on a piece of paper, and just throw it at you, and you could just start talking about it. And I'm like, you're welcome. It's a gift. And that is actually what this show is about, right?
It literally is, except it's not a piece of paper. It's a wheel on a computer.
Exactly. And even the holidays that we talk about, they're really a jumping off point. And, you always say, what do you always say? There isn't a tangent that...
We've never met a tangent that we didn't like.
I mean, that is basically the tagline.
We are
for this
conversational off-roaders.
Oh, I like that. Okay, I'm going to have to write that one down.
Who needs the freeways when the back roads can provide so much scenery?
That's so good. Oh, my gosh. Eric, you just can't write this stuff. Oh, wait. That's because we talk it. Anyway, so as evidenced by the conversational off-roaders phrase, we basically talk about whatever the heck we want.
That's right.
Whatever the heller we want. See what I did there? And we would so greatly appreciate it if you would subscribe to the show. Not only would that give you notifications, if you so choose, when new episodes come out, but also you could go back and you can listen to our older content, which is just as good, honestly.
Sure.
Right? I mean, you may have a long off-road trip and you need to download content.
You say it's just as good, but I like to think that we're getting better at this as time progresses.
But, the human aspect of us, struggling and bumbling along, that's kind of good.
Sure.
I'm ever the optimist. You're ever the pessimist.
Watch us grow. Or listen to us grow.
Our growing pains.
Yes.
But anyway, so wherever you listen to your podcast, make sure that you subscribe and be sure to follow us on Instagram and Facebook
That's
under
right.
Don't Ask Me to Talk. And
we're dying for more reviews.
Dying.
That's right. 5-star or above. Again, if you find a way to hack the system and give us 6 stars, we will forever be in your debt. But if that's not possible, we will absolutely, happily settle for a nice review on Apple Podcasts or Spotify, and tell your friends. And by the way, if you do leave us a review, we will read it on the show. You will get your 15 minutes of fame.
Right. Probably longer because we'll be so excited. We'll talk about it ad nauseum. So be sure to do that. And then let's say that you have some feedback that you want to give us that's not 5-star quality. Well, guess what? You can email us at asking@don'taskmetotalk.com, or you could shoot us a text or leave a voicemail. Our number is 475-999-2726.
That's 475-999-2726.
What radio voice Eric said. Smooth stylings with Eric. Anyway, so I am on the eve of heading on my trip. So I want to talk to you about
the cusp of a cruise.
The cusp of a cruise.
Is it a cruise, though, or are you flying directly there?
We are flying to Tahiti to, I don't know, one of the islands. I'll figure it out when I get there. And it's a direct flight. It's like a 9-hour flight. And then we somehow hook up with the cruise folks, and we board this small cruise boat. It's the Paul Gauguin cruise boat. Now, the good news is it's small. There's like 300 some odd passengers on the boat. Like the ratio of folks that are there to assist you and take care of your every whim and need, it's like something like one guest to like one person, or 1.5 guests to like one person on the cruise. So it's kind of bougie. It's something that we've been planning for like 2 years. This was a bucket list item.
Mm-hmm.
Now, as you and I have discussed many times on this show, I'm not an active person. Now, it's not to say that I'm like a total slug, but I am close to it. I was filling out one of those like walking...
Steer clear of salt.
Yeah. Well, and this is one of the things that makes me bloated. I was filling out like the information for one of these walking apps, like, oh, so you want to lose weight in like 30 days?
Mm-hmm.
Here's how many steps you need. Basically, I need to walk around the sun twice. And
hey, it burns off all that fat.
It burns off all the fat. And so it was asking like, so, you know, like, what's your activity level? And I was like, ooh, should I be honest or should I lie? And so if I'm being honest...
Well, if it's an app where you're trying to get
I
results,
know,
you should be honest.
I know, but I still
It's not
am
like an app is judging you.
But you know what? You're judging yourself. And that's what it comes down to. Like, do I really want to be honest with myself? I went with yes. And
Good.
I'm being honest
Good
with
choice.
you and, you know, all of our tens of listeners when I tell you that I'm not nearly active enough. So this cruise...
I fall into that same boat.
Thank you.
Trying to be more active, taking a lot of steps. I feel like with the amount of exercise I do, in a better world, I would be ripped. But instead, I'm just a little doughy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm like the Pillsbury Doughboy.
Honestly, with the amount of exercise... There it is. We talked about about him last week.
That's a callback.
It is a callback. With the amount of exercise that I do, I should probably be twice the size that I am, to be completely honest.
Oh, okay. So you're beating the odds.
So, however, it's catching up with me. It for sure is. So preparing for this cruise, like, I'm like, isn't this the cruise where I just like sit on the deck and I cruise around and I do like nothing and I'm like, oh, pool boy, bring me a drink? Well, there's these excursions.
Ah.
Now, that's lovely.
But are they excruciating excursions?
Right. So that's the thing. It's like, hey, do you want to take a catajet? And I'm like, what the hell is a catajet? Like, no, that sounds hideous. I don't even know. You'll have to look up what it is. It's like basically a jet ski type thing. And you can, like, the two of you can go on. So meaning like Pete and I can both go on. And I'm like, great, you drive and I'm just going to sit there. And then there's all these snorkeling.
This looks like fun. It's like a little boat with a little cover to shield you from the sun. It's like 2 surfboards with a motor in between.
Right.
Basically.
So kind of it's a cross between like a catamaran and like a jet ski kind of vibe.
There you go. Yeah, this looks like a ton of fun.
Right? It'll be fun. But here's the thing. Every single excursion is like, and there'll be time for snorkeling.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Here's the real sitch. Anytime that we have done one of these things, I, like, as a family typically, like, we went to Hawaii and it was like, you know, like Charlie didn't want to go snorkeling. And I was like, oh, I'll take one for the team and I'll stay back on the boat. It's because I don't know how to snorkel. And I'm a little freaked out by it. I know you're just supposed to stick your face with a mask and this air tube.
Right.
Breathing pipe.
But you know how to swim, right?
I know how to swim.
Okay, so you shouldn't be afraid of this.
I am.
I totally understand logic, not,
I shouldn't be, but I
debunking
am.
fear, but
Yeah.
fear is a primal thing that doesn't necessarily obey the laws of logic.
Yeah. So, like, I shouldn't be, but I am, and I will get over this, and I will have to do this. I feel like I need tonight to, like, go into my bathtub and
Get a snorkel out,
get a snorkel out.
get one of those breathing tubes.
Uh-huh. Well, and so it's just one of these things, and then it doesn't help that I watch YouTube channels. Like, there's this one called the Bucket List Family, and it's this family that he created this app that became like Snapchat or something, and he was like in college, and he basically sold all of his worldly belongings, and he and his wife took off to complete their travel bucket list, and now they've made, like, that's turned to gold, and now he and his wife and 3 children have made a fortune doing this. Well, okay. Do I know that this guy, like, does, like, free dives and dives down really deep and can hold his breath for a really long time and has experience and has done this all over the world and has been trained? Yes. Does that matter when I'm thinking about the fact that I'm going to be snorkeling? No. Because all I keep thinking of is, like, how is it that they go underneath the water and they're, like, not coughing up a lung when they come up because water got into the little tubey thing?
Right.
So I need to get over it, and I will do it.
But if they're going that far down, chances are they're not snorkeling.
No.
They've got maybe like a scuba apparatus.
Well, sometimes they do, and sometimes he doesn't. That's what I'm saying.
Well, sometimes he would be just holding his breath. It seems like the snorkel is the one where you've got the pipe that sticks out of the water.
Right.
So you're not going that deep with that.
No, you're supposed to basically just be like lying on the surface of the water with your face down and keeping the tubey thing up so it doesn't fill with water.
Yes.
Right. But I feel like I'm going to need an extra long one.
I think that's a great idea.
Like,
why
make
don't
mine
they
a
make
double.
those? Yeah. Give me a long pipe. I don't want any water in this thing.
Right. And so that's kind of interesting. And then
I don't care if all of French Polynesia is looking at me. I just don't want water in my breathing pipe.
Right. Well, that's just it. And so there's that piece. Then we're doing like e-bikes and we're doing all these activities. And I hate group activities. It's really funny because anytime
you realize you're one half of this vacation, right?
Well, this is why we're doing it. This is why I'm just like, this sounds great. My big moment is that after the 7-day cruise, which is cruising around the Society Islands in Tahiti, we are going to Moorea. I think it's pronounced. I could be wrong. Apologies. And we're staying in one of those little like huts that's above the water that's like oh so clear, a la the Kardashians. Now, I don't watch Keeping Up with the Kardashians. I never really did. But there is some scenes and moments that have become so etched in our societal like awareness, whether we want it or not, that even I know about the time that Kim and Pham went someplace like Bali or whatever, and she lost her diamond earring from then husband Chris Humphries and threw a fit, to which
this sounds like you watch this show religiously.
No, it's literally one episode, and it is like this iconic. She's like, I lost my diamond. And then one of the sisters was like, Kim, you know there's like people dying of starvation, right? And then Kendall, the now supermodel, like comes out in her flippers and is like, I'll get it because she's the sporty spice. Anyway, I feel like I need to recreate this, but it feels like the most expensive bit ever to do. I'm like, I need a diamond earring. Okay, you can laugh at me, but there are people listening to this that are like, you said it, sister. Yeah. Anyway, it's going to be interesting. It's going to be great. I will snorkel. I will report back on said snorkeling. I'm going to see stingrays and sharks. I'm going in a glass bottom boat. But I will tell you that...
Maybe just do it with a cubic zirconium.
Oh, 100%. You think I'm going to get diamond earrings? I'm going to head to like Target and get the biggest honkin' fake diamond earring I can get.
Right.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, I'm not wasting my money on a diamond. But I plan to do all of these excursions because that's what Pete would like to do, and balancing it with plenty of sitting on the deck and saying,
tropical
pool boy.
Drinks.
Exactly.
Yes.
So I think
like
it will
a great
be
time.
It will be really fun. I would say that I'm going to miss you. However, honestly, I'm probably not during that 7 days.
Hey, that's totally fine.
But
I
I'll
get
send
it.
a postcard that I hand you when I get back.
Yes, that sounds good.
Okay. So anything that you would like to share?
I was just thinking, while you're talking about your vacation, also thinking about my recent little vacation to sunny tropical California, where it was a
Oh, yeah.
marine layer covering the whole time, and
Where you got your
and where I
base
was
layer?
freezing my tuchus off. Yeah, not quite the tropical vacation that you're going on, but I did have a good time. I mentioned last week on the show I saw two great performances. Soul Coughing reunited at the Fillmore, saw Pulp at the Bill Graham Civic Auditorium or Civic Center, Civic Auditorium, I think it was. And both were fantastic, but I was just thinking about the Soul Coughing show when I went to try to get some food beforehand, and I went to like 3 different restaurants in the area near the Fillmore. To each restaurant, I said, "Hey, it's just me. Could I maybe get a seat at the bar or whatever?" And they said, "Do you have a reservation?" And I said, "No."
It's called a walk-in.
That's right. It's a walk-in. And they said, "Oh, okay, well, we got a little waiting list here. We could probably get you in around 9, shows at 8. So I'm like, yeah, that's not going to work. So I'm like bopping around and finally find a place where I said, "Hey, it's just me. Could I get maybe a seat? I don't have a reservation." And it was a Korean tapas restaurant, which
Oh.
I've never seen before or been to. And I love Korean food. My stepmom was Korean.
Okay.
And she was a fantastic cook. So some of her dishes were top notch in my mind. So
My
this
sister-in-law is Korean, and it's like, fish cakes and like, just some amazing dishes that she made. Yep.
yeah, especially Korean barbecue is so good. Yeah.
So good.
So I'm thinking, all right, I can't wait to try the upscale fancy version of this because this was the
Tapas.
Yeah, tapas. All right.
Ooh, not topless, people.
Right.
Tapas.
And so they seat me, and by this time it's about 7:30, and it shows at 8.
So you're on borrowed time.
I'm on borrowed time, but I'm like, tapas, that's pretty quick stuff. So I'm like looking at the menu and trying to figure out what to get. They're like, you should get maybe 3-4 things. And meanwhile, they're all like priced about $12 each. So
Right.
I'm like, okay, well, 3 things I think will do fine for me. So I ended up getting a steak tartare, and I totally forgot that tartare means that it's raw.
Uh-huh.
And I got like some seared broccoli and some fingerling potatoes. Now
You got steak, potatoes, and broccoli.
pretty much, yeah. But they had like Korean sauce, basically, essentially.
Okay.
Yeah, but yeah, I was trying to be adventurous and ended up being not that adventurous. But a raw steak is not something that I normally would have done.
It's done right. It's delicious.
Yeah, it was the only like protein on that part of the menu,
Okay.
the smaller tapas, because I didn't want to wait for the larger tapas, which I think was just like getting an entree essentially.
Right.
So I get that, and I'm like checking online to see like, okay, when does the show start? Is there an opener, et cetera, et cetera? And it says no opener. Get here early.
Ooh.
And so I'm like, oh man. So I'm woofing down my steak tartare and my burnt
steak and potatoes.
my
and
burnt broccoli
Uh-huh.
and potatoes, and just like try to get that in me as quick as possible so I can get across the street to the show. I'm like barely enjoying this stuff, to be honest. I'm like,
course.
I really need the street food level of Korean food, I think, at this point. But it's good, and I got to give them credit. They were so fast, and I was able to get in, order my stuff, and
Basically
eat
pay when they brought the food.
within a half-hour time,
Nice.
which was beautiful. I'm like, okay, this is working out. So $68 later for my 3 tapas.
What?
I'm like, okay, I think I'm definitely
Isn't
going
that
for.
like $36 if you got 3? What did you drink?
I
How did it get up to 60?
I had sparkling water.
Oh, that's an upcharge.
But
I'm learning that
There's
now that I'm in the restaurant
and
biz.
of course a tip. So and I believe the steak tartare was like $17.
Okay,
So
all right, okay.
yeah. So I eat all that like super fast.
So you're like at the show, like burping through your singing.
Well,
like,
no, but I'm like, okay, 8:00. I'll be there just in time for the first song. Run across the street after paying the bill. The longest line I've ever been in. Longer than the Ross line that I had to stand in.
Listen to last week's episode
Earlier.
for that reference.
And so I get in the line, and then half hour later, we get let in to the Fillmore to see the show. We haven't missed anything, thankfully,
Okay.
because they haven't come out yet. But I'm like, why did I cram that steak tartare?
Yeah, right? You could have been at the end of the line and still gotten in, and it would have been
Absolutely,
fine.
it would have been exactly the same thing. But yeah, and then the people behind me, like, it was a guy taking 2 friends with him. The 2 friends had no idea who Soul Coughing were.
Okay.
I'm like, wow, okay.
That's, I mean,
this
you know
is
what? That's a
really, you're
choice.
taking a chance.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like, I'm so glad that I raced through that
Oh my gosh.
that meal of Korean tapas. But you know, it was an experience.
Well, and you know, you're a rule follower. So like you're like, I'm supposed to get there early, and like, you know, like I need to do these things.
Well, I'm just so glad that I didn't like get in line at 7:00, like they
Right.
recommended. So yeah, but you live and learn. It's all part of the fun tapestry of life. So
Isn't it though?
I look forward to you having a more laid back, less time pressing
I better.
kind of thing. Yeah.
Hey, you know what I found out? I found out
Get that Polynesian pork instead of
well, right?
steak tartare and really have time to savor it, I hope.
I hope. I did find out that the level of the boat where we are, we have like a butler or something.
Oh, wow.
I'm like,
fancy.
and here's it is fancy, but you know
Yeah.
what? It's sort of lost on me. I know what
Maybe you'll
everybody's
find Kim Kardashian's diamond and you can pay for this.
right. Well, here's the thing. Like, have you ever had the opportunity to fly in first class? I have only
Nope.
once, okay? And it was because it was supposed to be for Pete because he was traveling a ton. He was doing work in Australia,
Mm-hmm.
and so he had built up all these points. So he got upgraded. I did not. He kindly let me sit in first class.
Oh, that is kind.
Super kind.
Especially a flight to Australia, because that's a long
Well, no,
flight.
it wasn't to Australia. This
Oh,
was
okay.
like, oh, he has some points, and so he got upgraded. This was, I don't know, like across the country, which is still like that's great.
Sure.
It's not like it was to San Francisco, like, oh, big whoop. But it's a little bit lost on me because I don't take advantage of these things. Like, I'm such a polite person where I'm like, I know with this butler, I'm going to be like, no, like, I don't want to put you out. Like, oh, I mean, if you could, like, get a Diet Coke, that'd be great. But, like, if it's a problem, don't worry about it. I'm so freaking polite that I don't see myself taking advantage of this. I don't know. I'll let you know. Maybe I'm going to change.
I got a feeling you're going to enjoy it.
I know I'm going to enjoy it. I just have to get used to this idea. Like, really, this is the first kind of luxury vacation that we've ever taken. And I don't know. We'll see how it goes.
We
Just
will
saying.
indeed. And you know what?
What?
We've already got to take a break, but we'll come back here momentarily
Excellent.
and talk about some of the holidays this week and month-long October observations.
I love it. Let's do it. Keep listening to Don't Ask Me to Talk.
This is Eric Ryder reminding you to follow us on Facebook. We're at Don't Ask Me to Talk, and we're on Instagram, again, at Don't Ask Me to Talk. We'd love to hear from you, so check us out on social media and leave us a comment, leave us a like. Remember, you can always email us directly at asking@don'taskmetotalk.com or leave us a voicemail or text at 475-999-2726. That's 475-999-2726.
Okay, so welcome back to Don't Ask Me to Talk. I am one of your hosts, Stacey Heller. I'm joined by
Eric Ryder.
So this month is the month for you, sir, because
How so?
this month it is Sarcastic Awareness Month.
Oh, I thought you were going to say because it's Eat Better, Eat Together month. And clearly I'm not eating better.
No, you're
I'm
eat
eating
fast.
faster, yes.
Eat fast, and run month.
Right.
No, it's Sarcastic Awareness Month.
Oh, okay.
You're a little sarcastic.
I can be a little sarcastic. I feel like we need Sarcastic Awareness Month. Before I would have said, yeah, that's a great idea. Sarcastic Awareness Month. Come on. But I feel like there's been some real newsworthy cases of people using sarcasm to cover up their stupidity by saying that was sarcasm. And
Right.
it clearly wasn't sarcasm. And if it was sarcasm, they don't know
What it
how
is.
to use sarcasm or how to indicate sarcasm, which would be a sarcastic tone, perchance, as opposed to just speaking exactly how you always speak.
Right. They really are letting
yeah.
their brilliance show.
Well,
That's being sarcastic.
right. But then you didn't use the tone. You got to use that tone. Otherwise, people are never going to know you're being sarcastic.
We're going to have to practice this.
Yeah.
Well, and it's sort of like the word irony.
It's a really important skill.
Oh. I detect sarcasm there.
Dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee.
Woohoo! Sarcasm for 100, please.
Yes.
It's sort of like being ironic. Like people don't get the concept of irony, and they think they do, and then it's the same thing with sarcasm. You're right. There is an art to sarcasm, and people do not get it. Or people are take what is actual sarcasm out of context and think that that's the soundbite. And it's like,
Right.
no, you've got to look at the bigger context
Yeah.
of what this dialogue was that happened.
I mean, I still feel like we don't have a good way to indicate sarcasm in print. So maybe this is another
Italics?
challenge that people should be tackling during Sarcasm Awareness Month. Because, speaking is one thing. There is that sarcastic tone. Don't take that sarcastic tone with me.
Right.
But again, yeah, italics, yeah, but that could indicate a few different things. So I feel like maybe there should be like
different font?
wingdings. Maybe there's
Oh.
a sarcastic font that we could use.
You know what? I think the sarcastic font thing could work.
Or what's the one that people always judge you if you're using it? It's like
Comic Sans.
Comic Sans. If you put
Right.
something in Comic
You're
Sans,
being
from
sarcastic.
now on it's sarcastic.
I like that.
Yes.
Okay. Clearly I was being sarcastic.
That's right. Didn't you see that I wrote this in Comic Sans?
Obvi.
Yeah, and then in the news reports where they're like, he said it in a sarcastic tone, they could print the quote in Comic Sans.
Right.
And then you would immediately know, okay,
Oh,
clearly.
this is what's going on.
But you can't just say something stupid and then later say, I was being sarcastic, because that's not how it works. That's not how sarcasm works.
These are stupid times that we're living in.
They are indeed.
So, so that's a thing. So speaking of times that we're living in, it is also, what's the one that I wanted to bring up to you? Corn Month. I know. Why am I bringing up corn? I wanted to bring it up because I want to know what your favorite way is of consuming corn is.
I think probably like corn on the cob, like roasted corn on the cob is pretty great.
Like the street corn vibe?
I like that, yeah, or just like at home, You boil it up, you throw it on the grill for a little bit, put some butter on it. That's hard to beat.
And that whole popping thing. All right, so when you eat corn, do you do the typewriter all the way across and then it's like ding, and then you go the next row? Are you not that meticulous?
No, I'm not that meticulous. I'm like generally just kind of rolling it along, and I'm probably doing more like one side to the other than I am doing like lines across and then moving it up like a piece of paper.
Yeah, like it's fascinating.
Do you use the corn holders?
I don't.
Okay. I got some corn holders because I always thought this is a great idea. I'm always burning my hands when I'm trying to eat the corn because I can't wait for the corn because I like it. But every time I get corn holders, they get like stuck in the garbage disposal or bent in the dishwasher, and then it's like now I've got like
forget it.
4 or 3 or 2 or 1 little corn holder, and I think, what do I do with this now?
All right, next question with corn. So buttering the corn is a must. Sorry.
Yeah.
Now, do you do like you...
And there's vegan butter now, by the way, that is pretty darn decent. So everybody can enjoy.
There you go.
Yeah.
So
corn
do you
butter.
take the corn and roll it in the stick, and that butter is then, in my opinion, never more used?
Well, you can just use a knife to take off a thin layer.
Oh, well, there's that. I guess I'm not so harsh with the whole luxury thing.
Just ask your butler to do it.
Because I know I'm like, I'm just going to throw it away.
Wow.
I don't know. Like, once 6
I would
of
never
us,
waste butter like that.
Well, once 6 of us, like, butter our corn.
I guess you're right. Yeah, you've got a bigger group enjoying corn at any given time.
But, like, growing up, we had to have, like, the pat of butter that you're trying to, like, get around the whole thing, and it's just not easy. I've given up, and now I'm into the whole stick of butter thing. All right, well, inquiring minds needed to know that.
But popcorn also is up there as
I love popcorn.
Yeah, I mean that's also a fantastic way to enjoy corn. Yes,
I will say though, ever since Coronation Day, aka the day that I got my 2 crowns, I feel like I have to be more careful. Because even though like the crowns are in there up in my gums and all that kind of stuff, every once in a while when I get a kernel in my teeth, I'm like, please don't come out.
Like the skin from a kernel? Yeah, that's annoying. But that's why you got to floss.
Right. Flossing. Right. That's that thing that I don't do enough. I really got to work on this whole self-care thing. Well.
Or just have your butler do it for you.
Well, I wonder if he would.
I don't need you to bring me another drink. What I really need is somebody to floss me.
Yeah, open my mouth really wide.
Yeah, forget about getting a butler. The new luxury is having a live-in dental hygienist.
One of the topics that I have on our wheel of topics is like I have 3 different things listed, and it's like if you could have staff, I'm using air quotes here, like what would you want? And I might have to add to that flosser.
I guess we'll find out when the Wheel of Topics selects that for us.
All right. Speaking of some of these holidays, we've talked about some month-long ones, but any that you want to bring up, like Handbag Day, for instance, which is today? How many so have you taken on the trend that a lot of men are now doing with basically doing instead of it being a fanny pack, it's now like a cross-body, like chest pack.
No.
Yeah.
I'll use a messenger bag, but I'm not doing a fanny pack or any of
cross-body bag
No,
thing.
I think they look goofy.
I mean, some people can get away with them, but I don't know. I feel like if you've lived through the fanny pack era, it's hard to rethink of them as anything else.
Yes to that, but also they're small. So stuff that can fit in a fanny pack will fit in your pockets or in your wallet.
Right. I don't know. Like,
what are you supposed to carry in a fanny pack?
Your lip balm.
Again,
your
you
phone,
have pockets.
Your wallet.
That's
your
where
keys.
You put. That's why you have pockets.
But like, I don't know. Maybe guys are like, maybe they have a bigger, like.
I can see if you're
beauty regime.
if you're a runner, right?
Right.
If you're a runner and you're wearing those little nylon shorts and you can't hold your stuff, you need the crossbody fanny pack. Sure, fair enough. But if you're not running, then no, don't do that. Just use your pockets.
Well, all right. There you go. I mean, I will say that you better use the frickin' pockets because women don't get nearly as many pockets in their clothing as men do, and it just ain't fair. But that's why we use handbags.
Exactly.
So, anyway, tomorrow it is Yom Kippur, so happy Yom Kippur. I don't know that is the right thing to say. I cannot remember if it's a day of atonement. Are you looking this up for me?
I am.
Because I could be like, oh, sorry. Sorry, it's Yom Kippur. I can't remember if.
Don't say happy Yom Kippur.
Oh, okay, there it is. So what do you say to people? Hey, it's Yom Kippur.
It's not exactly a happy holiday. So
it's atonement, right?
This isn't a day of raucous partying. It is. It's not about being happy. It's about thinking.
Reflection.
It's about self-examination.
Yep.
So I guess you would say,
hey, I feel you.
There you go. Or you could say the traditional Yom Kippur greeting, which is Gamar Chadama Tova.
There you go.
Which translates to, may you be sealed in the book of life.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what Eric said.
Sounds uncomfortable.
Yeah. Well, which is funny because being sealed in the book of life, it is also actually National Coming Out Day.
Okay.
So if you would like to no longer be sealed in the book of your life and you'd like to come out, today is the day.
Busting loose.
So,
From the book of life.
Exactly. I'm coming out. Okay. Also this week, it is International African Penguin Awareness Day. Now,
What?
yes.
I think mashups have gone too far.
Yes. Okay. I know that there is the Asian elephant and the African elephant and
Right.
like the way that their lobes are attached and all that kind of stuff. But who knew that there's an African penguin?
I guess that's why we need African Penguin Awareness Day.
Now we know. It's fascinating. It's also M&M Day this week, which is the candy that I would take if I were left on a deserted island. It's the perfect candy. We've discussed this.
It is a pretty good candy.
It's a pretty good candy.
I'll take the peanut kind.
Yep.
But it's pretty good, especially for travel.
Right? It's perfect. It's bite-sized. It is also Columbus Day next week, or Indigenous Peoples Day.
Mm-hmm.
So happy that. And Lemon Bar Day is next week. And it's also Take Your Parents to Lunch Day next week, which last time we talked about take your teddy bear. So this time you can take your parents to lunch.
But it's also Boss's Day, so you're going to be like, peace out, boss. Taking my parents to lunch.
So here's the scenario.
Or, I'm taking my parents to lunch. You want to join us, boss?
Here's what I see.
We're getting lemon bars.
That was the day before.
Wow. We've got some leftover lemon bars.
Exactly. Well, on the same day, it's Take Your Parents to Lunch Day, Boss's Day, and World Spine Day. So I'll tell you what, grow a spine, tell your boss you're taking your parents to lunch. What do you think?
Well, how is that a celebration for the boss?
Because your parents are delightful.
Uh-huh.
and you're paying.
So
Actually,
is the
your
boss,
parents are paying.
the boss is coming?
The boss is coming.
Okay.
You're like, hey, I'm taking my parents to lunch. Want to come?
That's right. Okay.
Little sarcasm.
There you go.
Anyway, yeah, so those
And
are
your
all
cat,
days.
because it's Global Cat Day.
It is Global Cat Day.
Yes.
So, any others, or should we take a break?
I think we got to dig deep into this amazing topic of whether we are going to move to Mars.
I love it. All
Yeah.
right. So let's take a break here, and when we come back, we're talking about Mars and not the candy bar. But we
Don't
will
ask
talk
me
about
to
that.
talk.
Oh, absolutely. We're talking about that.
I'm not famous or connected or an influencer. I'm Stacey Heller of Stacey Connects, and I love to talk with strangers, friends, and family. So I started a podcast about making connections through conversation, asking questions instead of making assumptions, and addressing the elephant in any room. I also often go on tangents that beg the question, where is she going with this? Stacy Connects is meant to be enlightening and entertaining, or as I like to call it, edutainment. Listen, enjoy, and subscribe to Stacy Connects wherever you listen to your favorite podcasts. Don't ask me to talk.
We are back right here on Don't Ask Me to Talk. It's the Combo Kids and
your conversational off-roaders.
That's right, your podcast pals. We are back at it, and we've reached the point in the show where we talk about our main topic, which is life on Mars. Again, the Wheel of Topics picked this very wisely, very randomly last week.
I know what you're going to ask. Where the heck did this come from?
Well, I feel like this is something that has been in the news, a discussion of it over the last several years, especially with these billionaires that have all decided to get into the space game. So was that the inspiration, or did you just put on an old David Bowie album?
No, it was kind of the former, not the latter, because thinking about the space shuttle that went up to space, and it was like, ooh, should the people come back? We're not sure that this is in good working order, or should they hang out? Like what was supposed to be like a quick trip to the moon or wherever they are, the International Space Station, is turning into like months long because of faulty equipment. And so thinking about that in the bigger conversation of colonizing Mars.
Mm-hmm.
And like I was just thinking about the whole idea of that, like, okay, so there's the International Space Station, but then there's colonizing Mars. And then I started thinking about, like, does somebody own Mars? Like, is that an act of aggression? Like, you know, could somebody get mad that you're there? Like, I don't know, maybe folks on Mars are invisible and we would like actually bump into them. It was just this whole rabbit hole that I went down. And
so
like,
we'd be taking land from the Martians.
Right. And like, you know, there's international airspace laws.
Right.
So like, what about like intergalactic laws?
Planetary.
Right. Well,
intergalactic.
Exactly. Yes. Thanks for the quote. And I mean, the short answer to this question is hell no, I'm not going to be one of the first people to colonize Mars.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I feel like at this point, it would take the remainder of our lifetimes to even reach Mars.
Right.
Yeah. So this is not something that any of us really alive would probably be doing. It's like, it's got to be like tandem generations for that to even happen. It is an interesting concept, and it makes me think of a great show that is on HBO, or now it's just called Max, right? The streaming service.
Oh, yeah.
That I don't think got enough viewers, and I hope they bring it back for another season. So please watch Fired on Mars if you get a chance, because this is actually about colonization on
really?
Mars, where it's like a company, say an Amazon, has opened up a branch office on Mars.
Stop.
And a guy gets set up there, and then because they've in this alternate reality, they've got space travel that's a lot quicker than what we have now.
Okay.
And then the first week he's there, essentially he gets fired. Now he's stuck on a Mars colony with no job. And then how does he deal with that? And it's animated, and it's got Luke Wilson. It was very fun watch.
Okay.
So yeah, check it out.
That's fun. Well, I mean, like, there's all the very practical things. Like,
Right.
One, is it like inhabitable? Are you gonna have to walk around?
It's not.
Right. So then it's like, okay, so you're basically having to set up this whole massive infrastructure that you're never going to like really be able to interact with.
And Mars isn't a place to raise children. In fact, it's cold as hell.
Thank you, David. No, it's Elton.
That's an Elton
That
John
one's
song, Rocket Man,
Mm-hmm.
which very famously Captain Kirk covered and did it in a extremely melodramatic way,
Very.
spoken word version.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I feel like there's like the whole practical side of it. Then there's like, as I said, there's sort of the ethical thing where I'm like, if we believe that there is like life out beyond us, right? Like, why is Earth the only planet that has like stuff going on it? That's very narcissistic of us to think, right? Then, like, who are we to be like manifest destinying our way into onto other planets? I don't know. It's a very interesting thing. But then what it really came down to is I'm like, oh no, I'm very risk adverse when it comes to something like that. Like, I would not, like, there are people that would be like, oh yep, I'm like, sure, take me.
Yeah, I feel like what we know at this point in our maybe our galaxy, I don't know, our solar system, I guess I should say.
Mm-hmm.
We know that the planets within our solar system are essentially uninhabitable, except for Earth. But we don't know beyond our solar system what if the planets can support life.
Right.
Now, when I say life, I mean anything resembling like humans. There could be microorganisms that can withstand the harsh conditions of the other planets in the solar system. But even those so far have not really been found. I think they discovered like possible fossils of microorganisms.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not sure if it was Venus or Mars or which, but so far, intelligent life has not been found in our solar system, and it's looking unlikely that it would be within any of the planets in our solar system. But beyond that, who knows what's beyond our galaxy? There's with all the planets and stars out there, there's likely to be other life forms that can be found. So, but what's likely maybe in our lifetime is that we may see, missions to places like Mars or even the moon for exploiting, mineral extraction, that sort of thing. Yeah.
Right.
So
yeah,
that could be interesting.
It's kind of an interesting thing. And what's fascinating is probably once upon a time, people were like, oh, we're never going to go to the moon. And then bam, all of a sudden, like, we did it. And now it's like, no biggie, just hanging out at the International Space Station, like, came for a week, stayed for 4 months. And the fact that you can do that is just fascinating to me. It takes a different kind of person.
I think at some point also we're going to need like a space garbage truck to like float up there and like pick up all the space junk that's just floating around. And that may be a job of the future.
Well, isn't that one of the things in Guardians of the Galaxy? Like, aren't they basically like, or maybe it was Star Wars, like they're basically like junk picker-uppers, I thought. I may not have my lore right of movies that are set in space that are like thrifty guys that are just like collecting trash and like trying to sell it.
There's plenty of junk traders in the Star Wars universe. Yeah,
that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, but they're like more planet-based, I think, picking up junk that's crashed to their various planets.
Got it. They're not just out there.
They're not
like
out there
big
scooping stuff up with a space garbage truck.
All right.
Which I think we may need, like I said, at some point, because there is a lot of debris from satellites and stuff that is just broken apart and is just floating in our atmosphere waiting to crash to Earth and hopefully burn up before it arrives. But, we do see occasional cases of like satellite stuff falling to Earth.
And, you can't
and eventually it's going to take somebody out. So
well, and someday there might be an asteroid so big that we have to send like an oil rigger type person to go and like put a bomb in it and explode it.
I think this is the plot from one of those blockbusters from the
the one with Ben
90s.
Affleck and Bruce Willis. I have no idea what you're talking about.
Right.
Yeah, it's an interesting thing and it's an exciting thing. It's just It's also been on my mind because lately in the news there's been the whole what was it, Ocean Gate thing with the folks that went down to Titanic.
Right.
And, just thinking about those people that, take those risks. Now, in this case, Ocean Gate, from what I've read, like they were really like MacGyvering these submersibles and, and not doing it correctly.
No, they definitely weren't. And I just think like if I was going to go into a submarine or a submarine type vehicle and I saw the operator operating it with a Nintendo controller,
right?
I think I would say, yeah, no.
Like,
bye.
I got to go to the bathroom.
I'm sorry. This isn't gonna.
I'm gonna go back to the surface and
just
snorkel.
not gonna float with me. So, yeah, gosh, and what an awful thing. But it does make me worry that we're gonna see more stuff like that for people trying to go to space. And then because you have to be super precise, as we saw with the Boeing.
Exactly.
The rocket, that, there was issues there and, anything goes wrong and sayonara. It's
right.
Yeah, it's bad news.
And
so.
that's kind of where my head was with this topic of like, as I said, the short answer is like, nope, not going, even if there was a chance during our lifetime. But it's also.
But would you say go to the space station or go to the moon if they like really got a good, like, let's say a space shuttle style vehicle that has been proven time and time again, you're not the first round of tourists, but let's say it got affordable, it's roughly the cost of a first class ticket going to Tahiti.
I'm not going.
You've got a chance to go to the moon or to the space station, and it's been proven safe. The tons of flights have happened. Would you go?
No. There's too many things that I haven't seen on this earth.
Well, that's true, but you might have a chance to see it all at once.
Well, you do make a good point.
You could spend a day up there and see the whole planet.
True. My gut is no.
Okay.
I mean, never say never. What about you?
If I wasn't too old, because, this sounds like the sort of thing that's maybe 30 years away.
Right. But we could freeze you.
Well,
and then when it happens,
we never know. We might have like regenerative medicine at that point. So maybe I'll feel like 25 again, and then I think like I said, I am not like a super big risk taker. Mm-hmm. But if it's been shown to like lots of flights, safe, no problems, good safety record, roughly equivalent with like what air travel is now. Mm-hmm. Occasionally, sure, something happens and it's a tragedy, but overall, jet travel is safe, Right. So if there was something like that, and let's say they put a nice hotel on the moon,
with a butler.
So I'm not just like living in a cave, with an oxygen mask or whatever, then I think I'd give it a shot, because when would you ever have that chance to see those views again?
Yeah, I don't know. Like I'm getting too lost in the narrative of the timeline, and I'm like, it's just not going to happen anytime soon, and I'm going to be too old to enjoy it.
Well, that's what I'm saying. But if they had the regenerative medication,
right. So yes, if it was like, then I would do it, because like why should the kids have all the fun?
That's right.
So yes, I would do it, but it's going to take a lot of people going and dying before me to make it happen.
Yeah, probably same.
So, sorry in advance, all of you explorers out there. And you know what? Like, it's all those people that are willing to take those risks that make these things possible, right?
I got to get some of that moon cheese.
Moon cheese. You can get it at Starbucks.
Really?
Yeah, they have something called moon cheese, I think.
Okay.
It's nasty.
It's nasty.
So,
this tastes like the moon.
Yeah, it's like toe jam.
Yeah. But wouldn't it be more fun if the moon was made out of cheese?
Oh, my gosh.
And if Mars was made out of Mars bars?
Right? Which, by the way, we both happened to look it up.
Yes, because
that homework we did do.
Of course. I'm not going to not look up candy.
Of course.
But, yeah, I had mentioned that I thought that Mars bars may not exist anymore, because I feel like I haven't seen them in a long time, but maybe I'm just not looking close enough, because In fact, they do exist, and they are still available. And they've got chocolate, caramel, and nougat, which all sounds amazing.
It totally sounds amazing.
So I got to find one of these sometime this week, maybe, and splurge.
That's such a good homework assignment. Speaking of homework assignments, though, we should probably pick what we're talking about next time.
Yes.
And then you could contemplate what the
idea.
topic is while eating your Mars bar here on Earth.
Well, I should say that there's two versions, by the way, of the Mars bar. There's a UK version and there's the American version. And the American version of the Mars bar had nougat and toasted almonds covered in milk chocolate, and later caramel was added to the recipe. But the American version was discontinued in 2002, then revived in a slightly different form the following year under the name Snickers Almond. So that's why it still exists, and that's why I thought, hey, it's got almonds in it. So it's like two different continents get two different Mars bars.
Interesting. I'm like, yeah? What is it?
Take a wild guess.
It's what we talked about it might be.
That's right. Yes. Chef, driver, who?
Chef,
because it's cut off, of
driver,
course. HOU.
or
house something, probably.
I think it was like a housekeeper or something.
Housekeeper. Okay. Yeah.
Oh, that's funny.
So you predicted it.
I did predict it.
That's right.
All right.
If
and
we
flosser.
could have staff, what would we hire live-in staff to do, I guess, right?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, we might as well, if I get a butler for a week, we might as well manifest getting staff for life.
That sounds good to me.
All right. All right. Well,
get a candy bar pimp.
We could add that. All right. Have a great week, everybody. See you on the flippity flop with my flippity flops.
Have fun. Thanks for listening, everybody. We'll catch you next week.